It's really nice to be back here. So the reason I'm wearing this is one of my favourite clients in the whole world. He's German, but he has Parkinson's as well. He collects Russian helmets, and I always wear it if I need to feel brave or something. So because there's so many people here, because we were expecting about 5 people with it being August. So you'll hopefully meet him soon as well. So it's just in honour of him that I wear this for kind of special occasions like this. So in terms of how the brain works and how does it relate to Parkinson's, we're going to start off by doing some sensory stuff, because sensory comes before movement, so it's all about feeling and massage and touch. So to keep it really simple, so we can do some stuff together, the first bit we're just going to do is brushing. So you're going to reach your arm out and just brush down and then brush back up again. So if you don't have kind of spiky balls or vibrating things, you could start off a warm-up like this. And then we have brushing on the other side. Okay, then so that's giving the brain more awareness into the arms. And sometimes with tremors, some people find just by massage or touch alone, it decreases the tremor, because it's sort of the craving of the body for stimulus. So that works for some people. Obviously we can do legs as well. So if you're all sitting, you just brush down your legs like this. And obviously this is a really good exercise to do in the supermarket. Okay, so say you're sitting, so we're just brushing and then just coming back up. So this, if you do exercise at home, just some brushing like this before starting is going to make what you do better. So if we now, hopefully everyone's got a ball or a vibrating thing. So for the ball, what you do is we're going to just roll it around on the skin. So you can share it. So if you want to use the vibrating thing, just move it around your arm. And particularly with people with Parkinson's, around the back of the neck is a really important area to go on. So if you're with your company... Okay, so play with the balls and the vibrating things. Whenever you want to take home messages, you don't need lots of special equipment to do this. Another thing that you can do at home is you can use a flannel, so you can do this on your body, because it's a slightly different message to the brain. So vibration stimulates the brain in one way, the prickly ball, because it's prickly, stimulates it in another way, squeezing the ball stimulates it again in a different way, brushing is another way, but also rough towel like this on the skin, or just rubbing like that again will stimulate the brain in a useful way. So for some people I find just doing 4 different stimuluses can really make you feel good and help with certain tremors. Okay, so we're going to do something slightly different now. So we're going to do some face exercises. I know some people here accompanying their partners, so the value of face exercise is there. It's lots of people use it for anti-wrinkle, because I'm about 80 really. But also, as everyone's aware, voice and face is something really important in Parkinson's. So these are some exercises I've just collected over time. So what we're going to do first of all, you place your fingers just at the edge of your mouth, so you don't need to press really hard. And you're just going to begin by smiling. And then up in 6 steps, you're going to make the smile bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we're all going to hold. And let the eyes go in as well, so over here. So anybody that has trouble with the lower face, this is why the fingers are here, because you can help the muscle by pushing up. And then in 6 steps, slowly coming down. Okay, and then we go up again, so it's... And then we hold, and then you can bring everything down in 6 steps. So some people will find that this is fine on both sides, and other people will find one side isn't going properly, but it really helps with facial expression, because you're touching the muscle, it means it can work more easily.
It's also probably good for the child.
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, it is. So all these face exercises have got two effects. So obviously there's the kind of aesthetic effect, but I found they actually really help with people with Parkinson's also. So another exercise is you're going to pull your skin down here and then bring your chin forwards like this. And then we lift up. And then you're going to open and close your mouth a bit. So this all looks really weird, but usually the weirder the exercise, the less likely you are to have seen it before, the more effect you'll get. So we get the skin here, pull it down a bit, lower jaw forwards, and then lift up. And then push the tongue onto the top part of the mouth, the roof of the mouth. And if you come back down, so for lots of people it'll make a pull all around here. And then if we come back to our smiling again, and this should start to get a little bit better. So we go. And then hold. And then back down. Okay. So the next one we're going to do is for this part of the face. So you place your fingers on your eyebrows and push your eyebrows up and then close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, push your eyebrows up more. So for people who have kind of droopy eyebrows, you'll feel quite a nice stretch here. So this helps not just for Parkinson's, but for everybody else as well. So it's eyebrows up and then close your eyes, and close your eyes as hard as you can. So you're trying to pull the eyelids down, but your fingers are pushing your eyebrows up. Okay, and then if you let go. And if we just blink the eyes a couple of times, because for some people, even though it looks like nothing, it's quite tiring to do all of this. Okay, so for the next part of the face exercise, we're going to look at jaw and tongue. So the first bit's really easy. We're just going to push the tongue into one cheek and then the other. So obviously a really good exercise to do at the bus stop. And what you might find is that one side doesn't feel the same as the other. So we're working on tongue mobility and strength. And then if we have a little rest. The next bit is a little bit of massage. So you're going to gently stroke over the voice box. So voice strength is not something everyone is affected by, so this will be really valuable for some people, but other people won't notice anything. So we're just stroking the voice box area, and we're stroking downwards. Okay, and then we move back to the face again. We're going to do the jaw. So first bit is lower jaw side to side. So we go. Then the next part is a little bit different. So you hold your chin, and we're going to try and turn the head. So what happens is you hold the jaw in place, open the mouth a bit, and now I'm moving the top part of the jaw in the face. So if you find that you can't work out how to do it, or it's stuck one way or stuck both ways, it doesn't matter, that's great, because it's something to practice at home. So we have holding here, and then turning. Okay, good. And then now we've warmed up kind of the face of it, we're going to do it's like an alphabet, but we over-exaggerate, so you don't actually say anything, so we kind of go and then B, but you don't say it. So we can all do it together, so I don't need to show anyone how to do an alphabet, so we just go. Really, really over-exaggerated. So even if you feel silly doing it, you might not want to join in today, but I'm making a video of this so you can watch it again at home if you've forgotten the exercises, because I've forgotten already what we've done. So you can do it again at home. And we go all the way through the alphabet, and you're really over-exaggerating it. And you might feel silly, but it's all worth it in the end. Have we got through the alphabet yet? So when you finish, just finish on Z or Z like this, so I know. So just you can pretend you're enjoying it. Okay, perfect. So for some people, the face will already be feeling a bit achy and tired, but that's kind of a good thing. So to give it a little bit of a break and to do something different, we're going to do a little bit of tapping. So some people have come across this before, because with complementary therapies, EFT is something that uses tapping, and some people may well have tried that already or use it already. So we're just going to tap slowly. So we start here, and it's just gentle tapping, and we're just going to go around the eye socket. So if you need any assistance with it, I can help you if you require that. So just tapping around here. So this increases the circulation as well to the skin and the muscles, so it can improve the appearance. But also, again, it's more stimulation to the facial muscles, because again, it's something that people can be affected by. Okay, if you now start to just tap around here, so we're going around the jawline and then here, so we're going across the cheekbone and then down. And then if we go around the mouth, so we're just tapping here. Okay, perfect. So how's everyone feeling? Okay? We've got a few more face things to do. So the first one is many people have jaw issues and the jaw's stuck. So if you encounter that, this is the stretch of how to release it. So you put one hand on one side of your head, open your mouth a bit, and then push. And we all hope the wind doesn't change. So, and if we swap to the other side. So here supports, and then you push. Okay, and then if we stop there. So we already you did a little bit of warm-up of movement. So we'll do a little bit with the neck. So we're just going to begin by very gently sliding the chin in and then back out again. So it's like puffing, or it's like you've smelled a bad smell and you pull your nose away. Good. So this time, if you put your finger on your chin a little bit, and then push in, so you're pulling away from that bad smell. Tip your head over to the side, open your mouth, jaw down to the floor, and then nod your head a bit. And this stretches round here. Okay, and then you bring the head back up, and we'll do the other way. So it's chin in, head over, and then jaw, and then we nod. And then we come back up. So this also stimulates the facial nerve. So we're doing a stretch, but also we're stimulating a nerve, and that nerve can make the face muscles around here work a bit better, so it lifts the face up. So somebody mentioned jowls and things before, so it can help with that, but also it helps the general appearance of the lower face. So people who do have issues there, or sometimes with talking, that particular nerve glide can really help. Okay, so if we have space, what we're going to do is we're going to work into a bit of coordination now. So this is just something that I do with quite a lot of my clients or my friends who have certain issues. So it's about coordination, but also about watching something moving. So we're just going to start off by getting ready. So if you reach your finger out in front, and then you're going to bring your finger in towards your nose. So you have to go cross-eyed, because, like I said in my last presentation, the part of the brain which controls the eyes going crossed can become affected in Parkinson's. So by doing this cross-eyed thing, it's stimulating something that requires stimulation. Okay. And then a little bit harder version, we're going to turn the head and the finger to the right, and then we're going to bring the finger in towards the nose. I'll go this way so I don't confuse you, so I'll mirror you. So just going to bring the finger in and then send it away. So we're going cross-eyed again, but with the head turned. If you come back to the middle, and if we swap over, so we're going to go the other way, so we turn and then bring in. And if people, depending on severity of things, some people find this really difficult. So you want to keep your eye on the finger, and it comes to a point where it splits in two. And some people find it really tiring or really weird. So if someone doesn't like it, they'll be like, "Oh, stop that." Okay, so why does that matter? Because being able to go cross-eyed means you can see objects coming at you, so that's important for driving, daily life, playing sport. So we're just going to pass these balls around. So they've got letters on them, so when you throw it at somebody, whether it's your friend or someone you don't like, the idea is you want to watch the ball coming all the way into your hand, and whatever letter you see, just say the letter. So obviously everything's going to go crazy now, because people will be shouting and all sorts, but the idea is, if anyone knows they've got lots of issues with hand and eye coordination, let me know, or sit out if you don't feel comfortable with it. Otherwise it's kind of a little bit of fun that you can have to keep the ability to be able to follow a moving object, but also it's hand-to-eye coordination. So who wants me to start? Because I just throw the ball. So I'm not going to be silly with it and sort of do that. It's going to be really gentle. The idea is just catch it and just bring it in. So it's just keeping the coordination of the body. Can I start here? Oh, not. Oh, no, yeah, here. Okay. So you can all pass it round yourself. Oh, that's a bit too. Well, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
you've got to look at the letter.
So you watch the letter coming in. Yeah.
And shout it out.
And then you can just pass the ball to somebody else. So I'll get many going so nobody gets kind of looked at by everyone else. So if you just, sorry. X, yeah. So the idea is, sorry, I surprised you, something like that. Sorry, I thought you were ready. So all it is, then if you just throw the ball to somebody else, and you can get the ball going around. So all it is just throwing and then looking at the letter. So, well, just is there anybody over here I can pass it to? I'm not going to alarm. Okay. Because everyone knows each other much better than I do. So if you just pass it round, if it goes on the floor, it doesn't matter, I'll pick it up, because that's what I'm here for. So if we just kind of, because otherwise people are getting all worried, oh no, everyone's looking at me. So you want to, we're just going to just throw it round. There it is.
So how do you do this if you've only got one eye that works?
Only one
Eye.
Oh, okay. You want to do it as best as you can with that eye. So you want to really watch the ball as it comes in. Okay, so if you just pass it round to both hands. Oh, I've got another one here. Both hands. Once you get good at it, you can do one hand. So sometimes you've got a tremor on one side, throwing at that person's tremor hand all the time is a really good idea. Can I, which side do you have a tremor on? Can I, it's really good to do, if you throw the ball just at the tremor side, oops, yeah. I'll let you So what I've just found from working with people is, if somebody does have one-sided tremor which is not there all the time, you can throw the ball to that side. There's lots of coordination going on that side. It makes it really fun as well. Just so that I don't get in trouble, we also make sure we don't break anything. It's just something that, it's just some little ideas for people. Obviously, if you like being on your own, you can throw the ball against the background. Don't ignore the tremor side. Always give that, always work that one. Just get your own back.
See you.
You should look at the light.
Oh, there it goes.
Jackie,
Eric. Here it comes. Hey, Francis. Stephen catch it. With sometimes it's like playing golf with one hand.
Okay, so we've kind of got the idea of what this is about. So it's again something you can do on your own. It's just something that's obviously fun to do in your group.
Good catch.
Yes.
Easy.
Easy. Or something. Really? You're going to catch it. He's saying letting out now the same word that will go with like sort of
Just while we're kind of still playing the ball, if you pass these smells around and see if you can identify the smell without looking to see what it is, because I can't emphasise how important smell is for everybody and keeping it good, but also for some people the sense of smell can kind of get worse as people get older. So all you do is we're just going to do opening, smelling and seeing if you can identify it. And we're not going to do left and right nostrils, we're going to keep it simple and just pass it round. And even if you think you can't smell it, look and see what it was. Remember in your head what that smell smelled like, and then imagine that smell and then have another go. And often you can get a little bit of that pathway in the nervous system to fire up again. So I'll just let you pass these round. I'll put one on each area. So even if somebody says they can't smell it, it doesn't mean that they really can't. It's still worth always having a go. Oh, that's it's closed. The thing is, or some people just say Christmas. Again, it's because it's quite strong. Even if there's still a tiny bit of sense left, it's always worth working with what's left, because it is a matter of use it or lose it for everyone. Yes, it's just about keeping it for as long as you can. So even if you think you've completely lost it, there's always going to be smells that you still can smell. So it's worth smelling as many things as you can just to keep that pathway going. So another reason smell is really important. Sometimes when people don't have a sense of smell anymore, they give up and stop smelling things. But when you smell something, straight away your body stands up straighter, because smell stimulates extensor muscles, which is what holds you up. And obviously you want to avoid being like this as much as you can. And this is for everybody, including people who are teenagers or in their 20s, because people tend to hunch over. So the action of smelling does kind of lift you up as well. That's why it's important. So even if you can just smell things, still keep at it, because if you never practice the sense of smell, you are more likely to go over like this. So smelling, you'll be like, and if in doubt, kind of sniffing smelling salts like ammonia, most people can still smell that. So yes. So there is, you can still buy smelling salts, and they're the one thing that even if you think you've got no sense of smell, if you sniff that, it should give you a bit of a... And as much as it's horrible, it's still worth it, because it's stimulating a pathway in the brain and the nervous system that's really important.
and yours. I have some glue.
Pardon?
I have some.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll share it with
And that, you can't hold it.
you. Yeah.
Well, it's close your eye now, it's socket.
He's not a glue sniffer.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you can
Make
still
it
smell
down a
them,
bit.
that's great. But yeah, you've got to be careful. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's a lady here asking, they thought that I was coming to talk about dreams. Is that, does everyone think that, or is it just something that... So because that got mentioned, what we're going to do for the last 5 minutes is hypnosis, because I found from working with people, it's something very valuable for people who have Parkinson's to experiment with, because if you find hypnotherapy or hypnosis works, it's a really good tool for helping with pain management, tiredness, and all kinds of other things that I've tried. So if you think, right, that's witchcraft, I'm not interested, I won't be offended or anything, because this is a kind of surprise for people. So it's not going to be anything like mind control. We're just going to do like 5 minutes of the beginning of hypnosis. And if you find you get some benefit from it, it's obviously something you can take further. So just to go through what we're going to do, it's all about engaging the imagination. So it's about concentration, relaxation, and imagination. And as long as you're good at those 3 things, you'll be able to follow along with this session. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit with imagination. So if you don't want to join in, I'm not going to mind or anything like that. So if you're not comfortable with something, don't do it. So we're just going to start with the eyes closed and the hands on your lap. So just comfortable for a moment. So if you could close your eyes down, and I want you to imagine a desert. So in your imagination, just think of a desert. And just notice in your desert what colour jumps out at you more than others. So remember, everyone's different in hypnosis. Some people are better at it than others. And so if you can't see a desert, it doesn't matter. This is just a little bit of fun to finish off. So the next thing I'd like you to imagine is, imagine a cube appears in the desert. And this cube can be any size, any colour, made of anything. And just remember what it looked like. If you now, in this desert, imagine that there's a fruit tree, it turns out there's little oases you hadn't noticed before, and there's a lemon tree in this oasis. So you walk over to this lemon tree, you take a lemon off the tree, and then snip it, and just notice the smell of the lemon. Then if you imagine you can slice up this lemon and put the lemon pieces or slices in your mouth. So imagine now you just bit into a piece of lemon, and many people will notice that saliva starts to flow in your mouth. So if your mind can imagine something, your body can make it happen. Again, everybody's different, so you may not experience this time. So just pretend you bit into a slice of lemon and notice the sourness, the bitterness, and notice the increase in saliva. If you now imagine in this desert that a horse appears, and notice if your imagination it can create any sounds. So you might notice you can hear the sound of the horse, so neighing or horse hoofs. And now just to let your mind clear, I want you to imagine that that a storm appears and it messes up this scene. So nobody gets hurt or anything, but this storm messes up everything. So you might notice the sound of the storm, you might notice a change in pressure or temperature. So again, if your mind can imagine something, your body can make it happen. Okay, perfect. If you'd like to open your eyes, then if you stretch your right hand out in front of you, and then just stretch the fingers out like this, and then if you bring the fingers together, so we stretch out, bring the fingers together. So don't open them anymore, just look at your longest finger, don't look at me, and imagine the fingers starting to spread and jerk and pull apart. So imagine that for some reason there's little invisible wedges getting pushed in between your fingers, and they just start to spread and jerk and pull apart. It just happens automatically. And the more that this happens, the more excited you are about this. So just let the fingers spread and jerk and pull apart. So sometimes one finger moves before the others, spreading and jerking and pulling apart as if there's little invisible wedges going in between your fingers. Okay. Perfect. Well done. Okay, so again, we're going to engage the imagination. So if you rub the hands together and just feel the magnetic energy between the fingertips. Okay, so just wait for a moment. So we're going to have the hands like this, then copy me a second. So we're going to do that first of all if you're saying a desperate prayer. Then we're going to bring the fingers up and open them about an inch. So don't look at me, look at the gap. And then squeeze the hands together and just notice the fingers coming together all by themselves. So focus on your fingers and imagine little magnets on your fingertips. The fingers come closer and closer, closer and closer, closer and closer. When the fingers touch, I want you to close your eyes and just go off on a little fantasy. So here with your fingers stuck out in front of you, I want you to close your eyes and just picture the person or people dearest to you on the planet. I want you to imagine they're standing right in front of you now. If they are, fantastic. Imagine some more people that you really care for. If you see more than one, see more than one. So see their faces, hear them laugh, and just feel what you feel for them. And as you feel that wonderful feeling towards your loved ones just flowing through your body, just allow your hands to just drop down into your lap. So just think of your loved ones, think of good things to do with your loved ones, and let your hands just drop down into your lap. And when your hands touch your lap, just let your body just relax a little bit more. Okay, good. Great, so the last activity for this, if you open your eyes just so you can copy me, if you reach your hands out in front, turn your right hand up as if you're going to receive a present or some keys. Then if you close your eyes, and I want you now to imagine that I walk over to your right hand and I place the handle of the bucket in your right hand, and immediately the weight of that, you notice the weight of that bucket. So as if somebody's walked over to your right hand, and then imagine someone's pouring water into that bucket and your right arm gets heavier and heavier, heavier and heavier, heavier and heavier, going down and down towards the floor. So as this bucket gets heavier and heavier, you feel your body for some reason getting lighter and lighter, as if you're just letting any worry, tension, pain, anxiety just float away. So the bucket's getting heavier and heavier, right arm going down and down towards the floor. Good. If you imagine the exact opposite around your left hand, as if there's a bunch of 1,000 helium balloons, and imagine your left arm getting lighter and lighter, lighter and lighter. So lifting and rising, rising and lifting. Feel that left arm just getting lighter and lighter. And again, as that arm rises up, just feel any feelings of discomfort, pain, worry, just starting to float and lift away from your body. Good. Okay, so if you like to open your eyes, notice where your hands are, and just for the last few moments, just bring your hands down into your laps, and then if you'd like to just close your eyes. And then just take a deep breath in and just breathe out, and just let yourself just relax. And take yourself back to a time when you last felt relaxed. So it might have been 10 years ago, it might have been this morning or yesterday. So it might be a time you were in the bath, climbing into bed, you went on an amazing holiday, whatever it was, a time when you just felt relaxed. And just take your mind back there. So now if you bring your mind back to the here and now, keep your eyes closed, but what I'd like you to do now is in front of your eyes, imagine a whiteboard that's got letters and numbers on it. And I want you now to imagine rubbing out these letters and numbers. So you're keeping this feeling of relaxation, but rubbing out these letters and numbers, so you just end up with a clean whiteboard. And when that happens, just let your body relax that little bit more. Good. So with your eyes closed now, if anyone has any discomforts or anything like that in their bodies, just take your attention to that area and notice whether this discomfort has a shape, a colour, a size, anything, something that's nothing to do with how it feels. So whatever it is, if it's got a colour, change the colour. If it's big, make it small. And if it's moving, just spin it round the other way. So we're changing how it is. So you can imagine this pain, this discomfort, whatever it is, just starting to get smaller and smaller, smaller and smaller. If it has a colour, imagine that colour changing so that you no longer notice any discomfort. Good. Great. So in a moment, keep your eyes closed. I'm just going to bring you back to full awareness. So you'll feel really good after this experience because your brain loves new experiences. So 1, all hypnosis, relaxation, leaving your body. 2, take a deep, deep breath in, breathing out. And then again, breathing out any worry, anxiety. And 3, open your eyes and just stretch. Back in the room. Good. Okay, and if we bring our hands down. Okay, so that's lots of different brain exercises in a different way. So the first bit, just to recap, we were doing all about sensory, so that's all about touch. And anything can be sensory. Then we did lots of face exercises, which benefits everybody. And then finally, we did a little bit of smelling, so I can't stress how important practicing smelling is. Even if you think you can't, still work with it. And then finally, it was a little bit of how I do hypnosis. So I do it very differently to many other people. So if you found it was something that you're interested in, it's worth pursuing, because if you are good at hypnosis, it's a very valuable tool. If you found you couldn't follow any of what we were doing and nothing worked, then obviously it's not for you, so don't waste your money, is what I'm saying. So I think that's it for today, because I know people have got tea and cake, and I don't want to interfere with that, because people think very funny about that. But it's really, really nice to have been allowed to come back and to see some familiar faces and then some new ones. Also, another thing I was really lucky to discover was Francis and his bird boxes, because he made many, and I sold them in Leeds, and we made £40 from our first round of bird boxes, and we sold them at the wrong time of year. So we're having this little ongoing thing now, because all the bird boxes now, the new batch are pretty much booked, so it's again, all the money goes to the branch, and we're just going to spread the word about the bird boxes. So I just want to kind of congratulate Francis for making such wonderful objects. And I've got one in my garden, and Mum and Dad have as well, so you know, there's some of them all the way down in Wales. So that's just something that somebody's achieved. They're just really inspiring. So thank you very much for having me again. Thank you.
It was excellent.
Oh, do you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
You can hear Sarah on Stray FM.